How many times have we seen a typical American high school chick flick all centering around the popular or cool kid? While they might have portrayed the cool kid as a mean, egotistical bully who was popular for all the wrong reasons. We today will take a look into the coolest children in the world who are all infamous for all the right reasons, from being giving to being inspirational. So without further ado, let's take a look into 10 of the coolest children in the world. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell notification. 10. Maxwell Bunchie Young. Maxwell Bunchie Young plays American football, exercises a lot, and at his young age has received a full athletic scholarship at the University of Illinois. Surely you're thinking, good for him, but what could possibly be so special about it? Well, it must be clarified that Bunchy is only 11 years old. He began his training when he was only 4 and since then has achieved amazing results. His heart is devoted to American football, teamwork is important to him, and he doesn't like to compete with his peers. In the future, Bunchy plans to play in the NFL, participate in the Olympic Games, and one day become a mayor. And it's not just a fantasy thanks to his years of training and constant exercising. This kid has understood that reaching any goal is a matter of hard work and is ready to do just that to accomplish his goals. 9. Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg is a 17-year-old who grew up in Stockholm in Sweden. Greta's mother, Malina Ernman, is an opera singer and former Eurovision Song Contest participant, and is a descendant of Svante Arrhenius, a scientist who came up with a model of the greenhouse effect. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 1903. The elder of 2 girls, she says she learned about climate change when she was 8, but that her parents were not climate activists. Greta has Asperger's syndrome, a developmental disorder, and has described it as a gift and said being different is a superpower. In August, she started protesting in front of the Swedish Parliament building, vowing to continue until the Swedish government met the carbon emissions target agreed by world leaders in Paris in 2015. 8. Marley Diaz. Marley Diaz is an American activist and feminist. She launched a campaign called #1000 Black Girl Books in November 2015 when she was in the 6th grade. Marley Diaz, named after reggae singer, vocalist, is of Jamaican and Cape Verdean descent. She was born in Philadelphia and grew up in New Jersey. When Diaz was age 11, she complained to her mother that each one and every one of her mandatory readings were books about white boys and dogs. She said there wasn't really any freedom for her to read what she wanted. After getting in talks with her mother, Diaz decided to start a book drive, #1000 Black Girl Books. She focused on bringing more attention to literature featuring black female protagonists. She also ended up raising over 9,000 books. From all of her diligence and actions in activism, Diaz was on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list at the age of 15. Marley Diaz's book drive focuses specifically on books during which black girls are the foremost characters, not minor or background characters. 7. Rishabh Jain. Rishabh Jain, at the impressive age of 15, is a scientist and inventor. Rishabh invented the Carcinoma Deep Learning System, a synthetic intelligence tool that improves radiation treatment. He also invented the Pancreas Detective, an invention improving the diagnosis of gene mutations utilized in precision medicine. Rishabh co-founded the Samyak Science Society, a non-profit organization with which he promotes science and technology for young minds. Rishabh is currently a high school student and aspires to become a surgeon. He hopes to cure carcinoma in the future. Jain created an algorithm that uses computer science to accurately locate and track the pancreas in real time during MRI-guided radiotherapy. He developed and tested his algorithm using images of the human gastrointestinal system and found that it could correctly detect the pancreas with a 98.9% success rate. The innovation aims to enhance accuracy, reduce evasiveness, and increase efficiency during treatment, leading to better quality of life and chance for survival among patients. 6. Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown, born February 19, 2004, is an English actress. She rose to prominence for her role as Eleven in the Netflix science fiction horror series Stranger Things. After rocketing to near overnight global fame, Millie Bobby Brown has emerged as one of Hollywood's hottest young stars with a host of celebrity fans including Drake, Karlie Kloss, and Aaron Paul. She has a social media following of more than 18 million people. In 2018, she became the youngest person to ever be named one of Time's 100 most influential people, as well as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. And this is just the beginning of the many great things coming her way. Number 5. Santawe Abdullah. One of the most impressive selections on this list, she is a co-founder of the Black Lives Matter LA Youth Vanguard. Santawe Abdullah has become one of this generation's most influential voices on issues related to social justice. She leaves no stone unturned and has advocated for black youth in front of 500,000 people during the Women's March in Los Angeles, and wrote a piece that addressed the need for intersectionality within the Never Again MSD movement. Throughout the Youth Vanguard, Abdullah has also created Black Lives Matter in Schools, a program that aims to end the policing and profiling that black and brown students experience. Its agenda was recently adopted this summer by the National Education Association. Now Abdullah is looking forward to the future with plans of practicing law and continuing her work as an activist. She wants to change the world's perception of black youth and to empower black youth to claim their own space and demand that their voices be heard. She also plans to transform these systems so that people like her can be empowered rather than being oppressed, as is the case at the present moment. 4. Billie Eilish. Now, 2 years after the singing sensation went viral, Eilish is a rising star in the music industry. Her songs have been streamed more than 2.5 billion times, and her first North American tour sold out within minutes. Eilish was born in Los Angeles, California on December 18, 2001. She's the daughter of actress and screenwriter Maggie Baird and actor Patrick O'Connell, both of whom are also musicians. Eilish is of Irish and Scottish descent. She was raised in Los Angeles' Highland Park neighborhood. She was homeschooled, and her mother taught her and her elder brother, Phineas O'Connell, the basics of songwriting. Eilish and Phineas have worked together on some music. While Phineas has been writing and producing his own songs and performing with his band, Eilish said Phineas and her mother inspired her to get into music. Their parents encouraged the siblings to express themselves and explore whatever they wanted, including art classes and acting. Eilish wrote her first real song at age 11 for her mother's songwriting class. 3. Ahed Tamimi. Even when it's not in the headlines, the Israeli-Arab conflict grinds on along 1,000 points of friction, including the weekly protest at the West Bank village of Nabi Salah. Each Friday, Palestinians gather to march toward a nearby spring taken over by Jewish settlers. Israeli soldiers confront the march, answering stones with tear gas and rubber bullets. On December 15, 2017, Ahed Tamimi slapped a soldier's face, an action that earned her both jail time — she turned 17 in an Israeli prison — and once a video went viral, international recognition. Now Tamimi is being hailed as a leader in a new generation of Palestinian nationalism and urges a new approach to ending the 51-year Israeli occupation. "I didn't do anything wrong that I should regret," Ahed told the New York Times, who plans to study law and confront Israel in international courts. "At the end of the day, the soldier came to my house. I didn't go to his house." And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on future videos. 2. Looking at this picture, you can see a child surfing, and one could deduce that the kid could be an athlete or training to be a pro surfer. As for the second picture, you can see a kid performing stunts on a motorbike, and the image could potentially be photoshopped, as in no country in the world would a child that young be legally allowed to ride a motorbike, let alone perform stunts on it.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
1. Sheku Kena Mason. Millions first encountered Sheku Kena Mason during the royal wedding, at which the cello prodigy was personally chosen by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to play while they stepped out to sign their registry. Social media affectionately dubbed him #CelloBay. But even before then, the teenage Brit was making waves in classical music. In 2016, Kena Mason became the first black musician to win the BBC's prestigious Young Musician of the Year award. Since then, he's released a record-setting classical album, announced an international tour, and continued to bring new fans to classical music. The music itself can appeal to anyone, he says. It's just a case of people having the chance to hear it or see it. And that concludes our list of the 10 coolest kids in the world. Let us know in the comments section below who's your favorite and who you hoped would make the cut. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon.